On behalf of the United States Navy, Naval Air Station Lemoore, and the commander of Strike Fighter Wing Pacific and the commanding officer of Strike Fighter Squadron 122, we're proud to present the FAA Super Hornet flight demonstration. Intended to replace the venerable F-14 Tomcat and the aging Legacy Hornets, the Boeing-built F/A-18 Super Hornet is the Navy's newest frontline tactical aircraft, known as the Rhino by those who fly it. The Super Hornet builds on the combat-proven design of the original Hornet with improvements such as a 30% larger surface area, a bigger payload, longer range, increased lethality over its predecessor. The aircraft you see performing for you today is the F model, which incorporates a two-place cockpit. The two aviators aboard work together as a team in all phases of flight to accomplish the assigned mission. In today's demonstration, Pilot Lieutenant Mike Turner, call sign Tina from Littleton, Colorado, and Weapons Systems Officer Lieutenant Chad Underwood, call sign Nuts from Virginia Beach, Virginia, will demonstrate the incredible flight characteristics of the Super Hornet. During the flight, the pair will experience force extremes from -3 Gs to up to +8 times the normal force of gravity as they maneuver the aircraft to the edge of the operating envelope. Today, the show will be performed at speeds as fast as 700 miles per hour and as slow as 100 miles per hour. Many of the maneuvers you will see here today demonstrate the aircraft's capabilities in the tactical arena. Now, ladies and gentlemen, look to your left as you hear the Rhino's 2GE F414 turbofan engine spooling up. Lieutenant Turner will release the brakes allowing the system to take over. To stand her on its tail right in front of us here. Lieutenant Turner and Lieutenant Underwood will accelerate to over 600 miles per hour. The vapor you saw there, ladies and gentlemen, that you see right there, that vaporing that you saw, was as the aircraft was approaching the speed of sound, the moisture in the air was being compressed as that shock wave moved back along the aircraft. Now, as they reapproach from the left, they're going to show you that if you can't turn tight, you can't fight. The dual flight control computers on this FAA Hornet is going to allow it to turn in a minimum radius of about 1,500 feet. During this time, the pilot and his crew member, these two gentlemen, will be shoved into their seats at 7.5 times the normal gravity. do what is called a carrier configuration pass. One thing that all Navy aircraft possess is a tailhook, which allows it to land on the moving, sometimes pitching deck of an aircraft carrier at sea. It is the tailhook that allows it to catch one of 4 steel cables, each of which is at about 1.5 inches in diameter, stretched across the deck of that aircraft carrier. Each landing is graded, and as Lieutenant Turner and Lieutenant Underwood approach, they will show you with the gear down, the flaps extended. You will also see that tailhook extended as they approach at 140 knots, only about 162 miles per hour. You can see that tailhook, ladies and gentlemen. That's what helps it stop. Next, we're going to see what is known as a loaded roll, demonstrating the awesome maneuverability of the United States Navy's FA-18 Super Hornet. These gentlemen from Naval Air Station Lemoore here in California, let's take a look at a loaded roll. You will see the aircraft roll around the nose that'll almost remain absolutely still in midair. Let's take a look. Here they come. Lieutenant Mike Turner and Lieutenant Chad Underwood. Just 500 feet above the ground. Approaching show center, he'll roll the aircraft inverted and reduce the power to idle. We will hear it. It's called the Inverted Whisper Pass. Here they come, and I'm going to turn down the music and let you listen to the Inverted Whisper Pass. Now we're going to turn it invert. They'll accelerate out of that big time. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? That's quieter than a Canadair regional jet. Now we're going to again show you something that almost no other aircraft is capable of doing. There is a term called angle of attack, or alpha. That's the angle between the pitch, the way the nose is pointed up toward the sky, and the horizon. Right now, Lieutenants Turner and Underwood will slow the aircraft down to about 100 miles an hour and lift the nose 25 degrees above the horizon. This is called the high alpha pass. This is unbelievable, and it is those dual flight control computers that allow this electric jet to perform this maneuver. Take a look, ladies and gentlemen, coming over the ground at less than 110 miles per hour. It is also a combination of Turner, call sign Tina from Littleton, Colorado, and Weapons Systems Officer Lieutenant Chad Underwood, call sign Nuts. He's from Virginia Beach, Virginia. That is also the home of the Master Jet Base, Naval Air Station Oceana. From the right, the Super Hornet photo pass. Lieutenant Turner and Lieutenant Underwood will approach from the left to perform a carrier break. During flight operations at sea, the aircraft carrier is in a very vulnerable situation in terms of attack from other ships at sea, from torpedoes or other aircraft. So the aircraft enter very fast, like you're seeing them right now, and they perform the carrier break as they get close to the moon. The aircraft come in very, very fast and then make a sharp bank turn, as you saw the Super Hornet do just a moment ago. They then slow down, extend the landing gear, the tail hook, and the flaps, and the landing signal officer will help guide the Super Hornet of the aircraft onto the carrier deck. In this case, here at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar, Lieutenants Turner and Underwood will be landing just as they would on a carrier, because painted on the runway here at Miramar is the outline of a carrier landing area, just like it would look on the carrier deck. Each landing is graded. Since there are 4 wires stretched across the deck of the carrier, any one of the 4 wires is sufficient to stop the aircraft. But a 3-wire catching the 3rd wire gets the pilot the best grade. Even here, they're being graded. Let's watch as Lieutenant Tina Turner and Lieutenant Nuts Underwood from VFA 122 at Naval Air Station Lemoore approach for landing right here at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar. Right on the spot. There they go, ladies and gentlemen. Have a nice round of applause for your United States Navy's FA-18 Super